Okay, so just to look at another chart here that you can use. Sometimes it can be a little complicated knowing what direction and what you're multiplying by. Metric can be kind of set up, and also the imperial system can be set up in sort of this staircase scenario. So you can kind of see that we have the prefixes going upwards. Here's your base starting point, up and down. And so depending on where you start and where you end, you're going to either multiply or divide by a number base of 10, 100,000, depending on how many steps you take. So each step here is just a unit of 10. Remember, the base is 10. So if we had something like 412 centimeters and we wanted to convert to meters, we would look at centimeters here, and we look at how many jumps it takes to get to meters, and it's 1, 2. So it's not 10 plus 10, 20, but it's 10 times 10. So you can see here we're jumping up by 100. Now, in this case, because we're going upwards, you can see here, this tells us that we're actually going to divide by 100. And so we are going to take this number and divide it by 100 in order to get meters. And in some cases, you can just move the decimal the same amount of zeros. So we have 2 zeros, so we're going to take the decimal and move it back 2 positions. And so we have 4.12 meters as our answer. So if we were, say, going in the opposite direction from 4.12 meters to centimeters, see that we are going down the stairs, and that means then we would multiply by 100. So going up means we're dividing, going down means multiplying. And so you're essentially going from a smaller measurement to a larger one, divide, larger to a smaller, multiply. So this might be a little easier to follow in quick reference for those of you who may be struggling with the whole conversion factor. So it also works for imperial. In this case, we're going to look at these interesting little steps. So we have inches to feet, feet to yards, yards to miles. So it's not as nicely laid out as the metric, but there are still ways that we can use this. So if we had an example here, 3.8 kilometers, and we actually wanted to go to centimeters. That's another example of the metric system. So again, kilometers down, where's kilometers, all the way down to centimeters. We have to look at how many zeros we're adding. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So we're actually going to be moving this 5 positions to get us quite a large number. And if you're going to use the imperial, you're going to do the same thing. If you're going from 4 inches to feet, you're going upwards, and that means you're going to divide. So you're going to be going 4 divided by 12 is going to be how many feet it is, and you could reduce that to 1/3 of a foot. And again, if you're going downward, it's going to be multiplied. So maybe that chart will help you a little bit more further. Thanks.